This is...
We're live.
Oh, no!
We're live.
I've already started the recording, so I'll have a lot to trim off there, but I just wanted to get that ready.
We can still start the show officially like the same way we have. Give this extra little part on the live stream.
Yeah, the little in front of the scenes, behind the scenes.
Exactly.
In front of the scenes. Oh, you gotta do my...
Damn it.
I'll
Do you
start
hear that
my...
feedback from my phone when I have it close to my mic?
Say that again?
The feedback. I get like feedback from my phone.
Yeah, mine does too. Yeah. I didn't just now hear it, but I know mine does the same thing.
I don't know if it's just me. I'm hoping it's not getting picked up in the recording. I try to keep it as far.
I know when me and Lane have done Howdy Radios, it has picked up mine. Or at least I think it has. I guess I'm not sure if it actually does pick it up or not.
Using my hashtags. Not that it fucking matters at all.
Yes, it does.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see, should
Live, aren't we? We're live.
Oh, who cares? Hi, everyone. Smoothie just burped.
Live on YouTube.
Could you hear it? I mean, was that loud enough? Was that loud?
Oh, it's super loud. You're right. You're good. You're good.
Am I, like, too loud now? Or am I?
No, you're fine. I think. I mean, my headphones is fine.
I didn't realize last week until I watched back that episode how quiet I actually was.
Yeah, it was pretty quiet. All right, I got the chat room open too.
Hopefully not type anything, so I can move that over a little bit. Bring some PBR.
Boom. Let's do it.
All right, hold on.
It's weird. Every single thumbnail that YouTube picks for this show has all been Scott.
Because they can't deny the sexiness.
Hey, whatever brings in the viewers.
Hogging the limelight.
Mm-hmm.
It's my show, damn it.
I guess that means you're bringing it in again this week.
Sure, why not?
Hell yeah. All right. So, SpaceX, are we good talking about SpaceX at some point?
Sure. Hey, it's my face.
What's SpaceX?
The big rocket launch that happened the other day?
You don't know what SpaceX is? Dude, come on. Whoop. Gotta turn my volume on.
Hooray for rocket launches. We can talk about it. I have no idea what's going on, but we'll talk about it.
All right. Same way with me and the missile thing. I don't know what's going on there.
Neither does Smoothie.
I didn't read the article, or I did last week, and I didn't follow up on that.
Gotcha. Me, I'm just like, oh, that looks like politics, so therefore I just completely ignore it.
It seemed interesting. It just seemed when it said they had a torpedo could destroy a whole coast. That was maybe kind of glad I'm not too close.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start recording my audio just in case we run into problems. And I am recording.
Word.
All right. So whenever you guys want to start.
Well, let's take that 5-second magical pause and then bring it in, sir.
All right. We'll start the pause now.
Yes.
All right. Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Unknown Podcast. I am your co-host, Scott. Joining me again is Brandon.
What's up, everybody?
And of course, the Smooth Man. Smoother.
We're back. We're back. Episode 3. I can't believe it. It seems like just 3 weeks ago we were starting here, and here we are today, 3 weeks later.
It's amazing.
Like a dream.
It's really
a dream.
It's kind of a big accomplishment.
The fact that we haven't jumped shark yet, or jumped ship yet.
Yeah. We jumped the shark halfway through episode 2.
Is someone watching the live stream right now?
Not as of right now.
I think I can hear something in the background. Somewhere. Smoothie.
I think everybody's in bed here, so I don't know.
Right. Maybe I'm just going insane. All right, well, never mind then.
Probably.
No, I hear something
So what's
too.
going on? Uh-oh.
All right, so we don't have an outline this week, so I don't know what we're going to do.
There's
knows?
We're
I
kind
mean,
of-
really,
I'm lost. I don't know how we're even gonna do this at all.
yeah. And we kind of didn't even really figure out exactly what we're going to talk about.
That's fine.
You know what? That's the magic of episode 3. You just fly off the cuff and run with it. Run with it.
Episode 3 is the one where we just kind of wing it and jump and just completely fuck it up and never do it again.
That's it. So welcome to the last episode of the Unknown Podcast.
Okay.
Nah, I don't think.
Let's get it started. What are you drinking, Smoothie?
What am I drinking? I'm
Yep.
drinking an old classic, an oldie goodie, Pabst Blue Ribbon,
A PBR.
24-ounce can, 2 for $3. You can't beat it.
With a
It is
pile of VHSs in the
considerably-
background.
Less than I spent on my beer this week.
Pile of, well,
Oh yeah, me
underneath
too.
me, but-
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So what are you
Go
drinking?
for it,
Brandon?
I am drinking a Bell's Brewery Hop Slam Ale.
Oh,
It is one of my favorite beers ever. It is extremely hoppy IPA, and it is 10% alcohol, and it is $18 for a goddamn 6-pack,
Well,
which I didn't know was going to be that much. My buddy picked me up a 6-pack, and then I drove to his house last night to pick it up from him. I'm like, hey, how much do I owe you? And I thought it'd be 10 because that's about the going rate of a 6-pack of craft beer. He's like, it's a little bit more on the expensive side. It's 18. I was like, ouch,
damn.
that's a little too much. Oh yeah, and a shot of Fireball.
Ah, shit.
God,
I didn't bring the liquor down with me tonight.
Some
should've.
Jack upstairs.
What are you drinking, Scott?
Well, right now I've got another Rohrbach local brewery. It's a Irish ale, but I also have an expensive and high ABV beer. It is Southern Tier, which is sort of local to me. It's Thick Mint Imperial Stout.
Oh God.
It's a chocolate mint stout. It is 10%, and it was $15.99 for 4 of these fuckers. I didn't realize that until I bought the 4-pack of the Irish ale and this, and it was almost $30. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I look at the receipt and I see, $15.99.
Yeah.
And we
Welcome
have
to craft
deposit
beer.
here. We have
So
deposit
have
here
you
in
had
New York,
that
so it made
before?
it even more expensive. I had not. This is I walked by it. I was like, well, I didn't even see it. It was like in a different section of the store, and I had to drop another 4-pack that I grabbed and swapped it out for this.
Now, what are you,
I just had to have it.
based on the name, what are you anticipating it to taste like? Because one thing came to my head.
Like a thin mint, but this is thick.
Yep.
It's a fucking thick mint, motherfucker.
So
All right.
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together with thick mint and thin.
So I'm assuming it'll be a little more minty, or it's just a really
I'm not
stupid
a
play on
mint fan.
words.
I don't like mint.
No,
But I
Well,
love
then-
Southern Tier. Like they make some of the best beers ever.
they are relatively local to me. They're actually closer to where I used to live, like about 2
Gotcha.
hours away from here. So
Nice. Have you ever been there?
I haven't, and it's one of the places I wanted to go. I should.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. Their pumpkin beer is one of the best pumpkin beers ever.
Pumpkin.
Yeah,
Pumpkin is fucking delicious.
yeah, so damn good.
And it
Probably
also
the
gets
best
us
pumpkin
fucking
beer.
drunk. Oh, for sure. There's no other. I
Yeah.
don't usually like pumpkin beer, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's pretty hit or
It's-
miss. This
That
stuff
is so damn good.
super good. They have one that's like a coffee pumpkin as well. It's a really strange mixture. Actually,
Gotcha, I've
it
never
wasn't
had that.
bad. It wasn't bad, but you kind of have to like the taste of coffee and pumpkin, which is, I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know. Put
I'm
on
weird
my
because I
Uggs.
don't drink coffee and I don't really kind of care for the taste of drinking coffee, I guess. But there's been a
Yeah.
lot of coffee flavored beers that I've had that I like a lot.
Yeah, there's who is it? That's relatively near me, Sanarak, I think. They have like a coffee lager.
Yeah,
It just tastes like a cold brew, basically. And it's good. I
Yeah.
liked it.
they are good. So this raises the question where Scott says that Smoothie is the ultimate hipster for drinking PBRs that are 2 for $3 versus me and him spending damn near $20 on, well, he bought a 4-pack, I bought a 6-pack. So which is more hipster, spending a bunch of money on craft beer or little money on PBR?
I feel like there's different sects of hipster. There's the
Okay.
ones that have to have the most expensive shit because they're super edgy and cool. And then there's the hipster that has to have all the cheap shit. It looks like they're homeless. No offense, Smithy.
I'll take it. Just because I recorded doesn't mean anything.
Nah. You're not an actual hipster, I guess. You just you got.
I'm just cheap. I mean, let's
You're just cheap.
call it
I don't blame you. On most other things, I am definitely cheap as fuck. But when it comes to beer, I don't know why I have to spend more money than I should.
I would
It's
like
fun trying all the different craft beers and stuff. It's a fun hobby.
It is.
I would definitely like to spend more on it, but I just like to pick up a beer that I can drink and like leisurely is the word. Like I feel like I don't want to open it. Like I want to just look at it if I'm spending that much money on it.
Look at it.
And not actually drink it. So
that's a collector in you, I guess.
It is.
Collecting beer that I'm not going to drink, just like you're collecting movies you're not going to watch.
I've got a few beers that I've collected that I haven't opened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there's like some different bands are like making beers now. So like I have like a Megadeth beer, I have an Iron Maiden beer, and they just sit on the shelf and look cool because they have the band logos on them.
Why don't you drink it and then leave and then like clean out the bottle and?
It started because the Iron Maiden one sounded really gross, so I didn't even really want to drink it. So because that one was sealed, the ones next to it, I figured I should just leave sealed as well.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
that actually makes sense.
Somewhat,
for the most part, yeah.
But there ain't nothing wrong with PBR. PBR is a damn good beer.
It is.
That's what I drink when I go to shows. Like when I go to shows anymore, like getting the craft beer is too damn expensive if you want to have a couple beers during the show. So I go PBR because it's
you can't go anywhere like a show or like any public event and get anything less than the cheapest fucking beer there. You can't because otherwise you're gonna go broke.
It's so damn expensive, yeah.
Yeah, the most bang for your buck too. With
right.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago when I went to Bone Thug's show. Everybody, my buddies we were with, they were getting like the first guy got like around like 400 or something. Of course, I stepped up and got the round of PBR, but it was 22 ounce, big cups, and I think it was only like $5, and I can't beat that. And where was it? Was it the Cyclones, Brandon? Where you $1 PBR nights or whatever?
Yeah, they still do that. Every Wednesday night game they play is $1 beer night,
and it's PBR.
Yeah, it's PBR. Sometimes it's PBR and maybe Coors or something. I don't remember what the other one is because I just always got PBR. But sometimes they have a couple different selections, but it's always PBR.
That's awesome.
Yeah. There was a place in Buffalo that is now shut down, but it was a concert venue that they had. You could get a pounder of PBR and like a shot of well whiskey for I think it was either $5 or $10.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's what I would be doing.
Yeah, little combo deal. That's a good idea.
Anymore.
We went to that. We went to that ICP show in December, and one of the guys that went with us knows the guy that is the promoter for the venue that we went to. So he got us a deal on tickets, but he saved us like $7 a ticket, which was cool to save money regardless. So I told him that his first round of beer was on me for getting us a good deal on the tickets. And then he ended up buying, he got a bottle of Bud Light and then a double shot of something or another in Red Bull. What do you get with Red Bull? Jaeger, I guess?
Yeah, that's Jaeger bomb.
Yeah. So he got that and his grand total was like $28 fucking for that. And I was like, well, shit. I definitely should not have opened my mouth and said I'd buy your first round. I spent more on his first round than I did on my fucking ticket to get into the damn place.
Yeah.
But I couldn't go back on saying that your first round is on me, so I had to do it.
That's a lot for a Jaeger bomb, to be honest. Anyway.
And it was a double, so I guess that's why. But damn, I guess that place was super expensive.
Oh, it wasn't was it a shot?
It was a double shot of, I think, Jaeger and then the Red Bull.
Oh, it was okay. That's not how you're supposed to drink that. Oh, whatever.
Yeah,
that's fucking gross.
I just know I spent way too much money. That's way too much.
Mm-hmm.
What's your liquor of choice, Smoothie? Do you ever drink liquor? Are you a liquor guy?
Yes, I do. I prefer whiskey. Just
Yeah.
whiskey.
Fireball? Do you like Fireball? Does everybody like Fireball?
I do like Fireball. I do.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not
God,
really
I can
my
live off
choice.
Fireball. What's your
I have-
favorite? If you can only drink one, what would it be?
Probably
Me?
gin. I love gin.
Any particular kind?
There's a brand called Hendrix. It's a little more on the pricey side, but it's smooth and delicious.
Right on.
Just like me, smooth.
Just like you. Every time I sip it, I think of you. I'm
Like you're
drinking a
drinking
little
me.
bit of smoothie right now.
And these damn 10% ABV beers, like you gotta chill out on them. Like you can't drink them super fast. I did that
True.
last night, and I was like, "Oh shit, probably shouldn't have drank that fast."
But it was great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
That's true.
going back to your question too on the liquor, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, go on.
So if I could choose one, I like whiskey, obviously, but I don't know if you have ever had I think it's Evan Williams. It's a cheap,
Yeah.
It's
It's a cheap
whiskey
Jack,
beer.
yeah.
They make a good good honey one and a good cherry one, which is
Yeah, I like the honey ones. Those are good.
I can drink that all.
I like rye
Oh, my.
whiskeys
Mm.
and some Irish. I like quite a bit of whiskey too. I've started getting into scotch, as you can tell, because I'm a sophisticated man.
That's
Scotch?
exactly, yeah.
I like to spend a lot of money on alcohol, apparently.
Uh-oh, Scott cut out there for a second.
Oh, no. Can you
Don't
hear me
do it.
now?
I can
Yeah,
hear
we
you now.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
just 1 second there. You dropped out for a second.
All right. I don't know what I did or didn't say at that moment, but it's fine.
All right, what else? What's next on the outline?
Wait, what about you?
Oh, wait.
Hold on, Brent. You never answered what I mean.
shit.
I think it was
Oh,
Fireball, wasn't it?
Fireball's my
Just
answer.
Fireball. Oh.
Yeah, I love Fireball. I could drink that shit every day of my life.
I had the first time I think I actually had Fireball was a few years ago. We were out shoveling, and the neighbor
And
of mine
shoveling?
was like, "Oh," and shoveling.
And more shoveling?
But he had the Reds apple ale or whatever. That's what it is.
Yeah,
And the Fireball together.
Cider, basically.
Yeah, you put those two together, they're really good. I don't like the Red's apple ale by itself, but you put them together and it is really good.
It was delicious. And then I
Interesting. I haven't thought.
just on
It's like
just on Christmas Eve, I had a shot of Fireball.
Yeah,
apple cinnamon. That sounds like a good idea.
yeah,
Is it?
it is really good together. I work at a bar, so like we have a Fireball machine that dispenses out the Fireball. So that's our go-to. Like once we get through like the busy part of a shift, like we all have a shot of Fireball. So I drink probably more
Damn.
Fireball than I should, but I love it.
Wait,
Say
there's a
that'd be-
You have Fireball on tap?
Yeah, we sure do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen
Mhm.
Jaeger ones before too. So
Yeah, same thing as the Jaeger one. Yeah,
it's just like a lot of
Big
it
bottles.
on a chilled thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
like the big ass bottles that they make.
yes, big ass bottles.
Put into like a cold dispenser.
Yep,
Oh, cool.
it's fantastic. So I think that's why it's my favorite, just because I'm so used to it.
True, because you've become an alcoholic for Fireball.
That's what happens when you work at a bar for 5 years.
Fair enough.
Remember when you were just all about the Red Dog? You remember those days?
Fucking loved Red Dog, man. That shit was so good.
Was it?
There's still well, yeah. There's a Meyer a few minutes away from me that still sells the 30 packs of Red Dog cans.
How much those go
I
for?
bought-
I'm really not sure. Next time I'm there, I'll look.
The last time I bought it was quite some time ago.
Yeah.
Actually, where I was shoveling that. So that's what and
Yeah.
at that place, because I remember I sent a picture to you, B, saying, I got the Red Dog.
Yeah.
And it was up there. It was like 16, 17 at that point. So it still it wasn't like nothing. It wasn't like a $9
Yeah.
30 pack.
God, I drank so much of that shit back then. My God. Sitting there playing video games like on the GameCube era and playing NHL hits and Mortal Kombat and drinking Red Dog. Those were the days. The bottles were the best because they had the little sayings under the cap, and I'd say, I'm going to collect all of these. I'm going to keep them all. No clue what happened to those.
I got into that. I don't
collecting?
know. I don't know. Yes, collecting.
Recording.
I have a drawer full of bottle caps. It's a local brewer here, but I don't know, Scott. You may have seen it if you were in the area. Lion's Head.
Sounds
it's out
familiar,
of Wilkes-Barre.
yeah.
It's like $16 for like, a case of bottles. It's good beer. I don't know if it's ever made it out west. That's west. Yeah, west to Ohio. But
not that I've heard of. Not that I remember.
They have all the, I can't think of what the fancy puzzle name is for it, with the eye, like the picture of the eye, and plus this
Illuminati.
You have to figure out the word. Yes, Illuminati. No, there's a fancy puzzle name for it. Those kind of puzzles, like the one that had like Friday, and then the calendar was circled with the 13th, so Friday the 13th. You put them together. I can't think what they're called, but I have a whole
like almost like Pictionary.
Yeah, kind of.
Sort
You
of.
put together the words, and it's fun as you drink a little more.
Gotcha.
You try and figure it out, and you get lost. PBR did something like that too. I haven't bought the bottles in a while, but they had like playing cards underneath.
Yeah. Yeah, this local bar that I used to go to back in the day, he would open up the bottle and you try to guess what it is, and if you could guess what the card was, you get the bottle for free. But I never did. He only did that to the really drunk people, though, which surprisingly was me quite a bit.
Because it didn't matter if you were drunk; they probably just said,
I'm still gonna buy it. Fuck it." It was cheap, so why the fuck not? Right, Smoothie?
I know.
I saw a whole shelf of giant cans of Natty Ice today. 8% alcohol, I believe. Or
damn.
Yeah. 25 ounces. Giant shelf of it at my store, Wegmans, which I think you're starting to get in your area.
We have
like
Wegmans
everywhere here. Yeah. But they had
you didn't buy any?
I should have, but I did not want.
I don't want
the headache that comes with that.
Oh, the Natty's good. Natty's the fruit of the gods, I think. I don't know. That's what I've heard.
Is that what it's called?
Natty?
The nectar of the gods?
Nectar. Hey, nectar comes from fruit, so it works. It works. Going back to look at your picture here.
Fair enough.
What did you say?
Oh, yeah, because I did send it to you. That's right. I sent it to the group chat. The DMs.
So I didn't even realize the Natty Daddies were that high. I only thought the Natty Ice had the higher alcohol line. I'm definitely picking.
Oh, is that Natty Daddy? I don't know the fuck. It's Natty. Natty something. It looks like a giant bottle of piss, but it's cheap and it'll get you drunk. I should have got
Natty
You're
Daddy.
Right. I could, if I spent $30 on that, I would have had like the whole shelf.
And you would have had a lot more alcohol to drink.
And I
bang for your buck, man.
Every second.
Yeah.
I do have a bad habit of buying really shitty beer for the irony of it and then regretting it. Because when Busch decides to have their 30 packs of orange camo, I thought it was so funny. Ha ha ha. I'm going to buy a 30 pack of that because that's the only way it comes in orange camo, and I regretted that decision immediately because I was stuck with 30 fucking cans of Busch to drink.
Did you drink them all?
Eventually. I think I may have had to pass them off to some of my friends.
Yeah. But there's beer in the fridge. Grab you one of those camo things.
Have that. Yeah, have that orange camo because I'm a hillbilly now.
Have all of them.
Feel free when you're down this way, Scott. And if you stop by, you can bring all the cheap beer you'd like. I'll take it right off your
Because he's a low-end hipster, not one of them high-end hipsters.
Yeah. I'll take what I can get. I've always thought about doing that for my YouTube channel. Remember when Howdy Inc. had that show?
Yeah.
Not Barcast. When Dave did the beer taste. Or
Have another.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've always thought about doing that with cheap beer, finding the cheapest beer I can find, and
that would be awesome. You should definitely do that.
There's plenty out there. certainly.
It's you might not like the results.
Yeah, you'll end up with some really gross stuff, but that would make it even funnier, though.
I've had like
Definitely go for it.
The cheaper, the better. I've Hams, H-A-M-M-S.
I keep hearing commercials for them on Pandora, and I've never heard of them in my life.
You've never seen them or never heard of them.
I picked up a 30-pack a couple of years ago. Maybe now that it's getting more popular, you're hearing commercials about it. More hipster. It was like $9.99 for a 30-pack.
For 30?
Okay, yeah.
Is it any good?
Christ, dude.
It wasn't bad at all. And it had a cool little bear mascot on it. So you get a little bear with your can. It's great.
Yeah. I kept hearing the commercial on Pandora, and like the first few times I heard it, I'm like, what the hell are they saying? Like, because it's kind of weird the way they pronounce the name of it. And I was like, because I've never heard of it. Yeah, that is what it is. But I had never heard of it before, so I couldn't figure out I had to Google it to figure out what they were talking about.
I never heard of it, but the price tag seemed right, so I said, "Hey, I'm going to give it a try."
I would do the same thing.
And
I'm not going to lie, it's something I would do, and I regret it, even though it was $10. I'd just be regretting the fact that I had 30 of those fuckers to drink because I know there's no way that tastes good.
Well, but then one night they'd come in handy, though.
Yeah,
when you're just like, I don't want to go out and buy more beer. I'm gonna just drink what I have, and
I got 29 of these myself in my fridge. How'd you feel after the Steel Reserves last week, Smoothie?
I felt fine. I only had one, so yeah, it didn't give me enough chance to really feel. But the week before, when I had it, and Scott had said, "Oh, you regret that in the morning." I don't know if it was just coincidence. Probably no,
it's not coincidence. You drink a fucking Steel Reserve.
The next morning wasn't that fun. That's probably one I wouldn't visit again. I like myself malt liquor, of course, too, because it's cheap, and
I feel you.
I've always passed on that. Old English is my favorite, like 40, like malt liquor. St. Ides. I don't even know if they make that anymore, but that was cool back in the day with the whole gangster. They'd have like Tupac.
I was gonna say, fucking getting all hood on us now, drinking those 40s
and everything, but that just tore me up the next morning. I that's the only 40 I could not. I was not right the next morning, like in the stomach area, in the toilet area.
area.
I know exactly what you're talking about, because when I first found Steel Reserve, I saw like a 12-pack for like $5.99. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm getting this 8% alcohol, and it's cheap as shit. It took me like a month to finish that because I took one sip. I'm like, all right. And I mean, I got drunk off of I remember one night I drank 4 of them. I was shit-faced.
Yeah, they will fuck you up.
I bet I hated every second of it.
Was it 4 cans like I had, like the bigger cans?
They were just no, it was a 12-pack of 12 ounces.
Okay.
I had never bought them that way. Everything I had always bought was the tall cans of them.
Yeah. Well, that's how you usually see them, but at this Walmart I was at, they had a 12-pack, so that's what I got.
I
gotta get that shit.
I was hoping they would have it in the 40 form, but they didn't. Unfortunately, I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why the Giant by me that just started to sell beer doesn't have 40s. Like they have like a 4-pack of like the 16-ounce Old English, but no.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like PA is only starting to get beer in stores now, right?
Yeah.
You had to go to a beer store and buy it in bulk, basically.
And you'd have to get there, and then for your liquor, you'd have to go to the state store. You don't have.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's a state. That's right. I forgot the liquor stores are state owned.
They're 2 separate entities.
Yeah.
But the nice thing, I mean, if you're a wine drinker,
fascists.
With the supermarket thing now, you can get like wine at least, and beer in the same vicinity. But that's literally the one thing I'm good at. Who is that? What's the one thing
I don't know.
Good at?
That was Tyler. That's Tyler in the background there.
Oh, that's what I'm hearing.
Is that what you're hearing
the whole time?
Oh, hey, you guys got to keep it down over there. We're doing a podcast over here, and they can hear you over it.
It's okay. Hey, Tyler.
Can you be quieter over there? The guys can hear you through the mic on the podcast. Thanks. Sorry, I didn't think you'd be able to hear them from over there.
Did you do your the new Next Generation today?
No,
there,
now we're stuck at 25. We started this
you
stupid
haven't
damn
even done
podcast.
25.
Well, yeah,
Come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
man.
We're stuck at not do it. Whatever, you know what I mean. No, I'm gonna hopefully do it tomorrow. That's the plan.
Oh, okay. I'll listen to you at work. Come on, I need shit to listen to.
I haven't
You gotta listen to
listened
this show now.
I did, and it's really weird to listen to yourself talk.
I know. That's why I don't listen to any of my own shows. What are you saying, Smoothie?
I was saying that. No, that's all right. We talked about this.
Yeah, but it's not gonna. It doesn't mean anything.
No, I know you're right. I was saying I haven't watched or listened to the past couple of Next Generation episodes.
Gotcha. Did you listen to the? Did you listen to the year-end review one?
No, I forget. I'm not even going to say when the last one is.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, listen to that one if you listen to any of them, because I liked that one. That was a good one.
Well, I was happy.
That was a really good episode. Actually, I found a lot of music off of that. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I was happy that I found the podcast app on the iPhone. I didn't realize that was.
It's like that should be right on your iPhone.
It is.
No, it's not. It's not pre-installed anymore, is it?
No.
I think they made a new podcast app, and I don't think it is. Or you can delete it now, so I deleted it. One or the other. I don't know.
It might.
I didn't realize that.
I have mine in an entertainment folder where I have all my like Spotify's and Amazon Music, everything. I just happened looking there. I was like, oh, here's how I can access. Because I would honestly say probably the last one I haven't listened to, or probably listened to, was back when I still had my Android phone, because I would get it on Stitcher or Google. I was able to access it on Google Play. For some reason, on the iOS app, the Play app, you can't access podcasts. Probably because you have your own.
Yeah, you got to use the Apple one.
Because I hear the Apple one is terrible now.
Oh, it's like it is. God, it is so terrible. I mean, it's one of the worst apps that Apple's ever made for sure. It's terrible.
Yeah. What did they do to it?
It's clunky as shit. It doesn't have any of the features that any of the other podcast apps have. Like none. There's no features whatsoever. It's just terrible. It's bare bones. It looks like it was designed by a 5-year-old. It's terrible.
I mean, the Google Play one's pretty bare bones, but it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like a third-party one. I don't like using any of Apple's apps. I always try to find a third-party app to do the same job with.
I use Stitcher typically for my podcasts.
Yeah. We're not on Stitcher though, right? iTunes doesn't feed to Stitcher, does it?
I was looking. I didn't see it. Now, other people I know who are on iTunes, other podcasts I listen to, they are on Stitcher as well. So I don't know.
I think you have to do that separately.
I think so. And I think with like the basic like free plan of Stitcher, like it only puts up like the last 3 episodes or something. You got to pay more money to like have
the whole catalog.
Yeah, something like that. I think that's why I never really pursued putting anything on there.
Well, we can look into that offline if you want.
Yeah, we'll look at it. Because that's how you like to listen to stuff, Smoothie? It is a cool app.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not how I've been listening to, because I was looking for a good podcast app. And just the people who I were listening to at the time, they all had their shows on there. So it was all nice to have everyone on the same app.
Yeah. What do you guys listen to? What podcasts do you guys listen to nowadays, if any?
Me, like I go through ebbs and flows with listening to them. Like I'll spend like a couple months just listening to all different ones. But my main go-to ones are the Purple Stuff podcast, as we had mentioned last week. I listened to Pat the NES Punk, their podcast, and Mixed Feelings podcast. It's these 2 girls from Florida. It's funny as all get out. So I said all get out.
Well, I of course listened to Howdy Inc. The Next Generation. I mean,
yeah,
and Howdy Inc. The Next Generation. I forgot
that.
Thanks,
when it's there. I also listened to the Film Drunk Frotcast. That's been going on for like 8 years now, pretty much. What else do I listen to? Something called The Awful Sound. It's they talk about really shitty songs from when you were a kid, and they just kind of like break them down. It's pretty funny. It's pretty good.
That sounds cool.
And like they talk about Limp Bizkit and stuff like that.
How are they still making music? How is Limp Bizkit still a thing?
I don't think they are. I mean, they
are. I just saw a festival lineup picture that fucking has the goddamn Limp Bizkit logo on it.
Really? What festival is that?
And like it, I don't know. It was
Gathering the Juggalos?
No, it wasn't that.
It sounds like it'd be at the Gathering, to be honest.
I really don't remember which one it was, but I definitely saw their name on there, and I was like, I didn't know they were still a thing.
They haven't had a new album in a while.
That doesn't mean they're still making music just because
no
festival. Typically, one would say that they're coming out.
Now they're just doing the festival so it gets Limp Bizkit.
It's probably just the one.
They're
dude,
a legacy band.
Yeah.
ICP revived their career when they did that song with them on My Death Pop on one of the extra albums.
What? They did a song with Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
Holy shit, you blew my mind. I'm going to have to listen to that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's got to be one of the most insanely ridiculous songs ever created.
I forget which song it was. It's on their when they released is that the second Joker's card?
The second Joker's card was the Ringmaster back in like 1993.
I said of the second deck.
Second deck. Yeah, we're gonna get into this again.
I told you every episode. There's no way we can't not get into this every episode.
We have as long as here, we're gonna get some Juggalo talk going. But talk about yourself. I'm gonna tell you the song in a second here.
All right.
Let's stick on the music topic and let's talk about how terrible the cover is for the new A Perfect Circle album.
I hate it so much. I don't know.
It looks like it could have maybe been like a Limp Bizkit cover in like 1999 or something like that.
It reminds me of like those really shitty like horror rock bands.
Yeah.
Like kind of Cold Chamber or I guess like Wednesday 13 or even the Murder Dolls. Though I kind of like the Murder Dolls. I don't know if I still do or not, but
I kind of like Cold Chamber.
Yeah. But it reminds me of that kind of rock. But have you listened to their new songs?
Yeah, I listened to both of them.
There's 3 of them now.
Oh, okay, then I've only listened to 2 of them. Yeah, the new one yesterday was... I listened to the new one yesterday, and I liked that one. I'm missing one. Whatever the first one that came out, I'm guessing, is the one that I listened to, and then now the one that came out yesterday.
Yeah, there's Disillusioned, and I don't remember the other one. There's the one that came out second is basically about kids and their phones, and he doesn't like it, or so. That sounded like he was talking about.
I did listen to that too.
He's very, very clearly being pretty pissed off about people being on their phones and stuff. These days,
I liked the newest one. The one that came out yesterday, I liked a lot.
I legitimately favorite. It's going to be a good album, but I hate the fucking album art so much.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's just aesthetically ugly in every way. Yeah. Like, it's just terrible.
Right. Because by doing it that way, that makes it look like... Yeah. Like, first of all, who the hell is that on the cover? Am I missing something of, like, who that is?
I'm pretty sure that's Maynard.
No, that's not Maynard. I got to look at it again now, because no way did I look at it and think that was Maynard.
It's him being like maybe I'm goth juggalo hybrid.
Yeah, I have no idea who that guy is.
That's not Maynard.
All right.
No, that's not Maynard. I don't think
it sounds like you're like going through like grief denial shit right now. No, that's not it.
No, I don't think it is. And he's holding like a weird red and blue octopus and
heart. It's a heart.
Oh, it is a heart. You're right. Yeah,
but it's also an octopus because it has all the arteries or whatever that turns into.
How terrible! Just so terrible.
So bad. Like, when I look at their other album covers, they're just basically the logo and like like almost minimalist. This shit is ridiculously stupid looking.
I don't see how that like represents their sound or their image of who they are whatsoever. I don't get it.
Especially when you listen to their songs, especially on this album, they're all like very slow and they don't look like that at all.
No. Terrible, terrible artwork for sure.
When I first saw that cover, the person that popped into my mind was the dude from, I don't, maybe he's back with Marilyn Manson, John Five or what? So it looked like he'd been in
anyone from that era.
Yeah, John Five or Daisy Berkowitz from Marilyn Manson also.
Yeah, anyone from the Manson.
Yeah.
Going back to the real quick before I forget my Juggalo segment here.
Yeah, we can't stop the Juggalo train.
No.
The song that Fred Durst and ICP collabed on was "Bitch Better Have My Money." It was a cover of AMG's song by the same title, obviously. It was on the that supplemental Smothered, Covered, and Chunked album.
Okay. It wasn't a Rihanna cover?
No, it wasn't a Rihanna cover. They did Christina Aguilera. That's what you're getting at. I know. Got jokes, Scott.
Damn.
How ridiculous. I saw also on my Spotify on the new releases yesterday, there's a new Green Jello song. You guys remember them?
I do.
Or Green Jelly, whatever you want to call them.
Little pig,
little pig. Yeah, there you go. They've been doing shows with ICP lately too. Like they're playing this one in Las Vegas upcoming with them.
Yeah.
And so a new song popped up on Spotify of them, and like it's weird. Like I follow them on like all their social media, and like they have not mentioned anything about a new song or album coming out whatsoever. And then now there's a new song on Spotify, and it's terrible. It's so bad.
I mean,
oh, then I got really excited. Scott, do you remember? You remember the General Patton versus the Executioners album that Mike Patton did way back in the day?
No, I don't actually.
No, damn, Aaron totally would. Me and Aaron, I know Aaron was big into him. All right, well, never mind. I thought maybe you would know.
Smoothie, you're a kind of a hip hop head, man. Did you see the Black Panther soundtrack with like a bunch of Kendrick Lamar songs and stuff?
I have not looked at that soundtrack, but I gave it. It's more.
It's terrible.
It's more in that general. It's more hip hop.
Yeah. Oh, it's complete. It's pretty much all hip hop. It's just not my cup of tea.
I don't mind.
Do you like Kendrick?
He's one of the newer artists that I appreciate more. Most of the stuff today I can't tolerate.
No. Oh, we're gonna. Yeah,
we're not gonna.
Well, do you want to talk about the state of hip hop, Smoothie?
Let's. I can only cover Juggalo first, and then we'll talk about hip hop's alive or dead or not.
It's alive. It's just in a different zone than I think the rest of us are used to.
I don't even want to get into that. I'll have to drink some Fireball for that conversation.
Damn.
But it is so. I mean, I know nothing about the hip hop world, but like I know that like everybody says like rock is dead and all that shit. But like you just gotta look somewhere other than like what the rock radio station is playing. Is hip hop possibly the same way? Like, is there still like
100%? You have to look. You have to seek out good hip hop music.
Yeah,
I mean, there is plenty of it in the mainstream, but it is bad.
I mean, it's the same way with rock. Rock mainstream's the same fucking way. Like, if that's what you consider as rock music, then that's your fucking problem.
Rock mainstream, that what I've kind of dabbled in when I listen to the radio here and there, it's not really even rock anymore.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
I
mean, there's got to be good hip hop out there somewhere too. Then, right?
There definitely is. There is.
Like you said, Scott, you have to search for it. You can't just you're not going to hear the next greatest artist. See, for me, it's tough because I continuously go back to the 90s, like 80s, what I grew up on, and I'll go and look if I see like another Wu-Tang album or a Wu-Tang affiliate album or Bone album. I'm going to go listen to that because I'm following those groups specifically.
You've been a fan for decades, so
but to find a new, it's hard. It's tougher to find a new act out there. And that's why I appreciate the underground scene as well.
So like those ones that you just mentioned specifically, like Wu-Tang and Bone and all of the side projects that goes with those groups, are they still putting out quality shit?
Yes.
Wu-Tang stuff is a little on the side.
As a whole, I think the group members are putting out, or the individual albums
solo stuff. Yeah,
it holds up better than the collaborative effort, because I don't think there's 100% harmony within the clan.
Oh, definitely not
anymore.
No.
And so I think that they try and get together and do it, but I don't think it's a happy effort. It's kind of like if ICP and Twisted decide to work together again after all that stuff. Yeah, I throw it in.
Just like that.
You're going to have that.
Wu-Tang and Dark Lotus, same goddamn thing. It kind of is, but
it's close enough. Now I didn't know this was a thing, but and he was all right. Fabulous, FABOLOUS, not fabulous. Him and Jadakiss released an album. It's called A Nightmare on 13th Street, something like that. Some kind of reference to Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. I forget what the title was, and it's a legit solid album. But I just happened to be going through new releases and saw it. But it's definitely something to check it if you like either. I mean, I love the Locks and
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Jadakiss is pretty great.
So that's my recommendation. I wish I can look it up, but I don't feel like.
I mean, somebody like Kendrick Lamar. I mean, that's mainstream at this point, right?
Yeah, but he makes some pretty different music too. Yeah. I think he's really good.
He's newer style, but he appreciates or goes back to the, he keeps it what it should be, not just this mumble rap. I guess that's the genre or whatever. But
yeah, it's trap music basically is what I believe you'd call it.
It's you're only going for the beat. Like that's the only you don't. It doesn't matter about the lyric. So it's just how well you can sell it.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar's second album, To Pimp a Butterfly, it takes a lot of funk samples and stuff. So it has a unique sound too. And it's
I listened to that album.
It was good. It was a good album.
That was one that because again, I'm not a hip hop fan, but that was one that every single music site I followed was talking about that album. So I was like, I gotta at least check it out.
Give it a shot. Yeah.
Now what's his alter ego, Scott? He has
Kung Fu Kenny. I mean, he just calls himself that. I don't think that's an actual.
No. He was on because I didn't follow him that much. I wouldn't have known offhand and didn't realize it. I forget what award show he was on. He was doing that. I was like, Kung Fu Kenny. This guy's good. I didn't realize at the time.
Yeah. I thought that was the 10th Joker's card
of the 5th deck.
What pills is Jay on at this point? I watched an interview with him a little bit today on YouTube. They were on Shade 45 in September, which is kind of weird because that's the Eminem Sirius Radio, and he just seemed like off. Is he on a lot of drugs now? Smoothie.
I mean, I'm not hanging out with him anymore much as I used to. He doesn't come from PA as much as he once did.
I didn't know if you had in on the Jugga drama, as you say.
He has to be on something. I don't know what kind of crazy. Not that he seems off, but you go and you take an interview clip from Shockumentary where he's getting all crazy and his crazy nutsness, and then here he's just all and this is what happened, and he's all calm and stuff, far from what you would expect coming.
Yeah, I don't want to see a calm Jay. That's no fun.
I mean, he's 40 something at this point, so
yeah.
But I don't know. Everybody says he's on some kind of pills and smokes weed now, so I don't think at that point he was.
Well, that's not anything new.
It was there for a while. During the early years of ICP, he was like, fuck weed.
Oh, yeah, he was basically straight edge for the first...
It was late 90s, maybe early 2000s, until he was like, I smoke weed.
Yeah.
It was like Kevin Smith. It was the same way with him.
And then the quality dropped. Kind of like Kevin Smith.
Hey, I still love Kevin Smith.
Have you watched any of it? I haven't watched anything.
The last couple I have not, no. I still love the podcast. I listen to the podcast that he does. on a pretty regular basis. Yeah, I like listening to him talk.
He loves to talk.
I appreciate he's still, it seems, down to earth. Like I was mentioning, I watch Adam the Woo YouTuber, and he was at some, I think Stan Lee's when he was getting his like star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame, and Adam the Woo was there, and he ran into Kevin Smith, and Kevin Smith like shot this whole like talking, just part of his vlog and everything.
Yeah,
cool about it.
Yeah,
and he still seems genuine in that.
Yeah, for sure. Kevin Smith has always been like a big like inspiration for all the Howdy Inc. shit, because like his thing has always been just like have fun with my friends and make stuff and like hope people like it, and people did. And that's kind of what I always wanted to do too.
I think for me, and this is as well, but when I really got back into doing YouTube, making videos, I forget, it was from, I don't know if it was one of his DVDs or one of his talks or everything, where he was talking about his dad and whatever the clip, but it's like this like 10-minute like monologue he does, and just talking about how, if you don't put it out there, don't let anybody tell you you can't do this. It's just do it. That's I'll every once in a while I'll always pull that up. It just gets me.
Yeah, I think he's a very inspirational person. He really is.
Because I mean, he comes from that place. Like that's where he came from. He's just like you said. He just put this together. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. See what happens.
A very normal guy that made a really stupid movie with his friends for basically no money, and he made a whole goddamn career out of it. That's pretty awesome.
And that's what people want to see. Stupid.
And he's got all of his friends working and jobs, and Comic Book Men is all of his friends like continuing to make money and stuff. And I think that's cool.
Yeah.
It might not
Someone
be
needs
the
to tell
most
him
highest quality
once in a while.
Yeah. But he'll be the first to admit, like, that movie was stupid. I made a stupid movie. It wasn't any good. But, I mean, he doesn't have any choice. Once it does terribly, he might as well call it stupid. But
like Nazi sausages, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
What's that?
Really?
That was Yoga Hosers. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't watched. That's still on Netflix, right? I wanted to watch it.
And now he's got his kid in the movies and stuff. Like Harley Quinn, she's like the star of Yoga Hosers, and like I don't think she's a very good actress, but I think it's cool that like now he's got her involved in it too. So that's cool.
Remember when he was shopping Red State at the festivals, and he was like, "Hey, I'm buying this, and now I'm distributing it." Which was so fucking weird. What the hell was that?
It was very weird. But I didn't think that movie was terrible. I thought Red State was
good.
I enjoyed it.
That was the last good one that he made, really, honestly.
It was definitely out of his wheelhouse.
Yeah, for sure.
That was one of his first ones out of his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his not typical
horror.
shit.
He's going into horror aspects.
But he's also done a lot of directing now for like The Flash and
all those
something
CW,
else. All the CW.
shows.
Yeah. Supergirl or something like that.
Supergirl, yeah.
I didn't even realize that. I'm so far behind in the series.
Yeah. So I mean, he's obviously a huge comic book guy. So,
but yeah, he did like a whole Daredevil run.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So,
but his movies are
shit. Never mind.
There you go. We said we were going to talk about Kevin Smith next week, and we did. So, how about that?
Check on the non-existent outline for the week.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
Just want to give a special shout out to all you viewers out there in the thing. There's probably none, but thank you anyway for not watching.
Thank you for not watching.
The one thing that we did say we were going to, well, I guess one of the one things we said we were going to talk about this week, we're an hour in and we haven't talked about it yet. So what about the SpaceX rocket that got sent up into space this past week? I think that shit's so damn cool. So let's talk about that.
It was cool, and it was a little weird because he shot his car into space.
Very weird, yes.
I mean, it's cool, but
and what he was
he did it just basically for laughs, didn't he?
Yeah, and what he kind of did it for, like what he was gonna do with it was like the plan was to like send it into orbit around the sun, but then they said that it overshot that. So what he was actually trying to do with it didn't exactly work. And then they said it's headed toward the asteroid belt or something like that. So it's going to end up getting like just demolished, and it's essentially going to be space trash at some point if it's not already. So that's kind of one way, I guess, to look at it, is like we just sent up fucking space trash and crashed a car in outer space. But at the same time, it's still kind of cool.
Hey, fucking NASA's not doing anything. So
no, hell no, they're not.
So if we have any chance of doing anything in space, we got Elon Musk being a fucking weirdo.
And did you see the video of the two rockets landing simultaneously?
Yeah, that was super cool.
I mean, that was the coolest. Did you see that, Smoothie?
I did not.
You got to look that up. I mean, it's one thing for like a rocket to take off. Like we've all seen that like a bunch of times now. But like seeing them land is fucking cool. And this one had two of them landing like almost exactly at the same time. It was really, really cool.
Now, was this related to the car shoot, or was this something separate?
Say that again.
Was this related to the car shoot or something separate?
It was. It was the rocket that they sent up. It was the biggest rocket that they've sent up yet. It was like a triple rocket dealy thingy. And part of the cargo that was being shot up into space was Elon Musk's personal Tesla car. And there was like there's like a dummy sitting in the driver's seat. There's all kinds of memes about it now because the pictures of it are fucking hilarious.
There's like a toy car that was in the glove box or something like that.
And the radio was supposed to be permanently blasting David Bowie's Space Oddity the whole time as well.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
So wait, so now he just did this just because he has money and can?
So the point of it was it was a test rocket because this was the first time they've used like the triple rocket to send up anything into space.
But it was private. It wasn't through NASA. This was
all through SpaceX, which is all a private company. Yeah. So the point of the whole entire thing was to see that they could launch the triple rocket and land the triple rocket. Only 2 of the 3 rockets landed, though. One of them did not. It crashed into the ocean. So, but at the same time, it was kind of like Scott said, just for shit and giggles, like while this rocket's in fucking outer space, I'm going to put my car into orbit while I'm at it.
That is pretty fantastic.
And it's, I mean, his personal car, his actual Tesla Roadster was his car.
And basically any hope that we have for like space exploration now is SpaceX. NASA's not doing shit.
No, they got nothing. That's all SpaceX at this point.
So
private owned companies are going to be the ones going into space.
Yeah. One last question then on that, going back to this. Did he have, like, is there any monitoring on this, or is it just we're throwing it out there? We don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, no, there's fucking webcams on all this shit. Like, you can watch, like, there's a 6-hour long live stream video of just the car floating through fucking space.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's
very, very
great.
It's not now. No, it's gone too far now. But there's a solid 6-hour stream. You can
there's no more communication with it. It's
correct.
Yeah, the car was the payload for whatever reason.
Yep.
6 hours. Just to see a car floating in space, I guess that's worth watching.
Yeah, it is.
An hour worth, right?
Yeah, put it on the TV in the background and just let it go. I mean, it is really cool that something like that has happened at this point. And he said with this triple rocket system that they're working on, he's like, we could potentially send shit to Pluto. That's how strong that these rockets are. They could go up.
Why would it's now a planet again?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, they officially made it a planet again.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on in science world right now. It's like, nah, it's a dwarf planet. No, it's a planet again. Fuck it, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, it's pretty stupid the way that works out.
You're
right, man. I mean, NASA's doing nothing. It's SpaceX and that's it. But they are doing some very cool stuff. And with the way that they're landing these rockets, because NASA never did that. NASA shot their shit up and the rockets would fall off and they'd fall into the ocean and they could never be reused again. And that's millions of dollars that just essentially fell into the ocean. And now
waste.
Elon Musk has figured out a way to send these things up into space, and the rockets fall down and freaking land straight up, all super cool looking. And that saves hundreds of millions of dollars to be able to reuse those rockets instead of it just being a single use thing.
And to show off.
And to show off, it's super cool. Yes.
I honestly didn't have any clue about any of this going on.
Yeah, just go on and search Falcon Heavy landing, and it'll pop right up. But watching the two rockets land upright, I mean that stole the show for sure.
And they're unmanned. I'm assuming that's
correct.
The big part of it. They were involved.
Yes.
Were they being controlled, or were they programmed to land?
Programmed.
Okay, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then the third one was supposed to land as well. It had like 3 different engines on it or something, and only one of the 3 like sparked back up again, so it didn't slow it down enough, so it came down and it didn't go to the landing pad it was supposed to, and it crashed into the ocean, but not far from where it was supposed to land, which is still kind of cool too. But
hey, you know what they say, don't be sad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
That's right. When you're shooting rockets into space and you land 2 out of 3 of them, like, that's pretty damn cool.
Word.
So one day we'll go to Mars.
Like the real world Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Or dude from Aperture Science from Portal.
Yes.
Whatever his name is. I can't remember at this point.
They need a new Portal game so bad.
They certainly do.
They're they came out with one, I think, for the phone, now that I think about it.
Well, what did they release?
Let's see, hold on. I remember seeing like a coming soon thing. I don't know if it ever actually came out. Yeah. Bridge Constructor Portal is the name of it. It's on the iPhone.
Tied to the Portal games?
It is, yeah.
Shit. I'll have to see if it's on the Googles.
It's made by Head Up Games, which is kind of weird. I figured it would be Valve, but
Valve doesn't make games anymore.
We don't make games, we make money.
Pretty much.
Oh, real quick, speaking of mobile games, when I got my iPhone, I wanted to try this. Because we were talking about the series both online last week and offline. Rainbow Six, there was that game for the iPad. Was that iPad only, or is that not available anymore? Can you not get?
No idea.
I don't remember, or I don't know, I should say. I remember playing it for a little while, and it was actually a pretty cool game.
Yeah, I went to that was the first thing I thought of when I got my iPhone. I was like, oh, because I bought it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it. I didn't see it, but I didn't know if it was iPad exclusive. Because that's when I had the iPad from work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not on the iPhone App Store, like you said, which is what you just said, yeah. I don't know.
Night.
Yeah, we do need a Rainbow Six Siege night.
So you have that now, or is it free with Game Pass?
I do have it. Lane had money for Christmas and he bought it. It was on sale for like $15, so he bought it.
It's a good game.
It's so good.
It's different in terms of what I'm used to with Rainbow Six. Of course, I'm one of the
different operators that have different abilities and stuff.
I think the one thing I didn't like and was looking forward to, and I guess you get used to it, it kind of went more of a Call of Duty route with the typical run and gun shooting. Like I liked in like the Vegas game. Like that. Well, what I mean is like I liked in the Vegas games how you could go behind cover and like peek out and shoot. Yeah. Like you had that. I always enjoyed that.
There is you can like move the guy like around corners and stuff, but you can't like go up against the wall like in Vegas.
Yeah, I love doing that.
Now with that
the best part of Vegas.
I only played the other ones very briefly, the Rainbow Six 3 or whatever. Could you do that in all the games, or was that?
Yeah, that was a thing in 3 as well. Yeah,
was it? I thought it was just a Vegas thing.
Maybe so. It's been so damn long since I've played 3. I guess I can't really say.
You can always just play Vegas 2 if you want.
Yeah, that's true. We could do that.
Anybody still
I have
playing
that on my Xbox. We just played Terrace Hunt, just the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
Do that.
That's what we all usually always did anyway.
I think the last time we played that 3 years ago, that was.
But it'd be cool to play the new one though. I want to try out the new one. I think that'd be fun to do.
I enjoy it. I play it quite often. Still, what is it? It's been like a little over 2 years now since it released. I still play it pretty regularly.
They've kept up with it though. Like there's a lot of stuff that's came out for it, right?
Yeah, but you have to pay for a lot of it.
Yeah,
I like how
the maps you don't have to pay for. It's just basically operators and stuff like that.
I like that model though, how they went about doing that instead of releasing a new game every year.
I agree with that.
And you have the option. You have the option that if you want to get, like, it's not. I don't think you need any of those operators to do. Well, there's no story to drive further. So it's like if you just want to continue to play with what you have, you know, it's good.
And you unlock new maps for free. It's the operators you have to spend. I don't think you have to spend $30 a year on them, but you can, like, every year if you spend $30, you get what it was the year before or whatever, too. Which I haven't done because I'm not going to.
How long do you think they'll keep up with that? Like, you think they'll eventually say, "All right, it's time for a Siege 2," or do you think they can push everything out via update, like even if it's an enhancement to the?
I feel like they've probably gotten quite a bit of money off of this game that they can probably continue for another couple of years. They'll eventually have to update it for sure because it's going to get old. The mechanics are going to get old. They're either going to have to overhaul the game as it is, or they're just going to have to do a whole new other game.
But you think that's something they could work in the background and update? Like,
I mean, they did it with Destiny. They had that game go on for almost 3 years straight, and then they had to update it to Destiny 2.
Well, that
wasn't much of an update, to be honest.
Well, and that was I've only played a little bit of Destiny 2 and didn't really get that much into Destiny 1, but their big thing from what I remember was that they were going to, like, their 10-year plan. Like, technically you could play this game for 10 years, but then it's like 3-4 years later, oh, Destiny 2's out. Like, so that's what I was saying.
What they had for the plan was they were going to be like every 2 years there's going to be a new Destiny game. We're gonna have expansions on these games, but you're gonna need to upgrade to the next game every 2 years. So it ended up being 3 years for this instead. Their plan didn't work out the way they thought it was going to.
The way I think I remember it being was a 10-year plan that there would be 3 games within that 10-year.
Yes, I guess that is the plan.
So it would cover the span of 10, the story, I guess.
Correct.
Would cover the span of 10 years.
Whatever story there is. Yes.
Yeah, right. Did you guys see the trailer for the Ninja Turtles and Injustice 2?
It makes me want to get the fucking Injustice 2, which I do. Yeah. I do want to get it because I played the first one and I liked it a lot. And I played Mortal Kombat X. It's fucking great.
Yeah, oh yeah. You should for sure get it. If you like that kind of game, for sure get it. I love it.
I'm not much of a fighter game person, but those games are really fucking good. NetherRealm Games makes fantastic fighting games.
Oh yeah.
And they put story into it too, which is nice.
Uh-huh.
I have Injustice 1 on the PS3. I got it. I don't know if I bought it. It was like cheap, like to buy. I don't think it was part of Plus, but I enjoyed playing it because I've recently got into like the DC side of things. I'm not like a comic follower, but I enjoy it. I enjoyed Suicide Squad. I enjoyed Batman vs Super. Because I'm not a comic like if you're, I guess you follow comics and everything. So that's why I take it just as a top level action. I enjoy it for what it is, not missing canon or whatever. Like not following along, just seeing it for what it is there. But I've gotten into the DC universe more because of those movies.
Did you watch Justice League?
I have not watched Justice League yet. Wonder Woman was great.
I still haven't seen that.
But I do want.
Everybody says it's good though.
Justice League's not out on video yet, is it? VHS?
I don't think so.
It'll be on VHS. Yeah. Your local Blockbuster.
Yeah, Betamax, Laserdisc.
But I enjoyed Suicide Squad for what it was. Like I said, somebody at work said that's not how they said Arkham Asylum, Escape from Arkham. That's like could have been the
there's an animated movie.
Which I went out and got. I haven't watched it yet, but I went out and got it because it seemed.
I haven't watched that either, but
seemed good. But I liked it because I like after seeing that, I went and started watching the Batman animated series. I never watched it.
Oh, those are the best.
Never watched a Batman animated series. Man, you missed out
for sure.
No, I think that was on after Tiny Toons. I would.
I love Tiny Toons.
Turn it off. But that's So I've gotten more into that side of things. The DC side.
Batman animated series. That's one of the best shows ever. It's so good
for sure. Yeah, it's legitimately well written and everything.
Yeah, so good.
Animation does not hold up, but
still really, really good. I still thoroughly enjoy watching it.
Apparently, too, we're going to jump from Batman to Tiny Toons again. Aren't they? Did I see them rebooting that?
Are they? I don't know that I did see that. Or it doesn't surprise me if they are.
Or they're doing Animaniacs.
Animaniacs. They're rebooting it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're doing new Animaniacs. Yep. Yeah. I think for Netflix.
I think it's on Hulu. I think.
No, whatever.
I think you're right. I think Hulu is correct. Yeah.
But I saw that's pretty.
Is it just me, or is everything I watch being pulled off of Netflix, and now I'm going to start having to watch Hulu more?
Yes.
I mean, that's like
I'm getting a lot of shit. They're getting a lot of good shit.
Like, I mean, Netflix originals, like, those are good and all, but like, I need Scrubs and How I Met Your Mother and shit like that. Like, but they're taking all of that stuff off.
Well, they have almost all of Adult Swim. They have, or I think they do have all of Adult Swim.
Yeah,
they have almost all of Cartoon Network. They have Jesus, what else do they have? FX. They have all of FX shows. Yeah.
Like we said last week, they need The Simpsons, and that would be fantastic.
I'm pretty sure that they're going to now that Disney has a majority share. Though Disney is talking about still having their own app.
Yeah, they have been for a while. Yeah.
How many different things do I have to pay for?
Yeah. We were all like, oh, we don't want to keep paying for cable and shit. And it's like, well, now there's all these different streaming ones that equal as much as having a damn cable bill did in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, I don't pay for cable, but
yeah. Fortunately, we do.
It's not.
I never got any use out of it when I had it.
Yeah, I don't watch our cable whatsoever.
There's nothing I have to watch like day one.
Yeah.
No, there's, like I said, Walking Dead, like I said last week, is the only thing I really watch, but there's nothing that really compels me or brings me to say I got to sit in front of the TV. So when that's off, it's, when that's not there, I'll look to Netflix to say what's the new show, or look to Hulu. Yeah. I can fill in.
Or watch The Office for the 30,000th time, which I'm currently doing right now.
Yeah, we just watched an episode of The Office earlier today. Liz was like, turn on The Office. I'm like, fuck, I'm so tired of The Office. But
how can you be tired of The Office?
Yeah, it's an easy go-to that is always enjoyable.
Fun fact, I've never watched any of The Office.
Oh, man.
Never watched The Office. Damn. Smoothie, what are you doing?
Yeah, what the hell are you watching?
Drinking PBRs and
watching The Walking Dead.
Watching The Walking Dead.
Long after anyone else has been watching it.
Living the dream.
So a movie I need to see? It keeps popping up on all my different social sites and shit that I've never seen, that I feel like I'm bad for not seeing it, is The Room.
Oh my God.
Seen The Room?
Yes. The room.
Multiple times.
Give me a little more information.
I don't know a whole lot about it. I know it's like known for being like a crappy movie, but good because of
It is so absurdly bad that it's just so great to watch.
When's it from? What year is it from?
Like 2003.
Yeah.
What the hell? Is it a horror? Suspense?
No.
I don't even know what genre does it fall under. I really don't know.
Bad. Really bad.
Okay. But it got like a cult following, and like all of these like mom and pop, like not the chain movie theaters, but like privately owned movie theaters, like they'd do like limited night runs and stuff of The Room, and like they'd always sell out from like the cult following fans that would like go see it. And now it's getting like an actual theatrical release.
Yeah, all they've been doing that too. They've been doing like midnight releases for this just randomly. Like I believe after The Disaster Artist came out, they did a midnight showings of The Room again in Regal theaters.
Gotcha. Okay. But it's coming up
It is
again,
not
and like
something you want
everybody's
to watch
talking
by
about it.
yourself.
Why is that?
Because it's way more fun to watch it with people and being
Okay, gotcha.
a little drunk or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever your tastes are.
Okay.
For inebriation.
I gotta watch. I have to watch it. I need to see it.
I've never heard of this. I was looking at the cover. Never.
Who's the guy in it? The guy. There's.
Very
I can picture the guy's face. That's like the main guy in it, but I don't know if like has he done anything else or.
Yes.
Yes.
He had a show called Neighbors that was on Hulu for a while that I never watched. I haven't watched anything other than The Room that he's done because.
Remember his name?
That he's Tommy Wiseau.
Okay.
He's probably trying to capitalize off the fact that he knows that people think that his movie that he made is shitty. He was not trying to make a shitty movie when he was making The Room.
Yeah.
But now that he knows that people think that, I have a feeling that if you watch anything that he does, it's supposed to be in the same vein, and it won't be the same. It'd be like watching all the Sharknado movies and stuff like that. It's like it's not the same. It's purposely bad as opposed to accidentally bad. Accidentally bad is the best way to watch a movie.
All right, I gotta watch it. I gotta see it.
Yeah, I'll have to look for it too. There was another, wasn't there? Not Panic Room, but wasn't there another movie, The Room, that was like a horror? More.
There's a movie called Room, but I don't think that was a horror movie. It was just like an Oscar bait movie.
Gotcha.
Do you know that Logan is going up for a Oscar for best what is it? A screenplay for interpreted screenplay or something like that.
I did not know that. No.
It's weird to me.
That's pretty rare, right? Like comic book movies, like never ever get.
They never get any love.
Yeah,
I mean they're mostly.
I haven't seen Logan though.
It's a good movie. It's on. Do you have HBO anything?
Yeah,
it's on HBO.
All right.
So you watch.
I'll add it to the list of shit I got to check out.
I'm more interested in never-ending list.
Yeah, it is. Either one of you guys watch BoJack?
I have watched the first like 4 episodes of it. I don't know why it stopped, but I liked it.
Yeah, God, I'm like in love with that show. I can't get enough BoJack Horseman.
Is the first season the worst season?
No, I don't think so.
No, okay.
No,
it's like the first few episodes is fine, but it's not like something that was grabbing me too hard.
I think once I got to the end of the first, once I got to the end of the first season, like I really enjoyed it by that point. Yeah.
Okay.
But at the same time,
there's so much other shit I plan on watching too. So
at the same time, there's a girl I work with. I tried to get her to watch it too, and she said the same thing. She got to like 4 episodes, and then she kind of lost interest. So
I didn't lose interest. I just stopped watching it because I started watching something else for whatever reason. I don't know.
I love that show.
I hear really good things about it after season 1.
Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed season 2 and 3, I think, the most. Season 4, the most current one. Like, half of that season was kind of iffy, but it ended really, really well. But 2 and 3 were definitely my favorites.
Depressing.
It is. It for sure is.
Which is kind of my thing.
Yeah, that's why I love it.
So we're all going to die, right, Smoothie? Or something about the Russians killing us? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. What's going on there?
Good segue. Good segue. I like it. I don't know.
The second half of the Unknown podcast, the depressing half. That's how we do our show.
Of all the possible topics, you picked this one, not the Eagles. I can talk about the Eagles, but
we can talk about them. That's not depressing, other than they were destroying Philadelphia. Which we all knew was going to happen.
It's so fucking stupid.
Hey, they didn't do that bad of a job at destroying it. I
mean, dude ate horse shit because he was drunk and the Phillies won.
Did you see the video of like the people that were like on the awning of that hotel that like collapsed and shit? Like,
yeah, I saw that.
My God,
there's always a few bad apples.
A few.
It was the entire fucking street of Philly. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it could have been a lot worse. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yeah.
few years ago when they on like Mardi Gras they just looted it, and for whatever reason that was
shit's stupid.
I can't get behind how people get that so far into sports that they destroy things because either a team lost or won.
Right.
Either way, it's the same damn outcome.
And it's not just Philly though. Everybody expects it from Philly, but it's not just Philly. Like this happens everywhere.
You know why though, right?
Well, yes, we have
Philly fans are fucking nuts.
But that's a good. I think to a certain extent, that's a good thing. I mean, we know they won. Okay, let's dive into this before we get into the coast eradicating torpedoes. They won the Super Bowl. Yeah. That's awesome. Something I never thought I would see. Like I said, I can be honest and say I didn't watch one game this year, and I wanted to watch the Super Bowl because it was the Super Bowl and they were there, and I want to show support, and I was impressed with the team and their dynamic, and they played a damn good game, and it looks like I missed a good season. So that's great, but we'll skip ahead to the celebrations. When I finally went to bed, they seemed okay. I guess there was more. I saw the awning thing. I saw people climbing on poles, flipping cars, which the dumbass got
horse shit.
I don't know if I want to look that up. I don't
know that I knew anything about that.
But the parade seemed to go off without a hitch for the most part, and that was fantastic. Yeah. Just watching it on, I would have loved to be there, but like I said, I didn't follow them enough to. Not that I wouldn't feel warranted, but I didn't want that excuse just to drink on a Thursday afternoon. Plus, it was cold, and plus there were a lot of people there. But what I want to talk about,
2 people,
is Jason Kelce, the center for the Eagles, his speech. I don't know if I should have put a link. I think I did put a link in Twitter. Yeah, we should have figured out screen share before so we could share it with each other.
Yeah, we need to figure that out.
He's a center here, and he's like, he might have been drinking. I think he was drinking a little bit during the parade, which is fine. They won the damn Super Bowl. They can drink if they want. They can have a good time. It's controlled. But he came to the parade dressed as a mummer. Like, Scott, you know what the mummers are. Brandon, are you familiar with the mummers?
No, I don't know what that is.
You are familiar with them, Scott, right? The mummers parade.
I don't think I am. Is that New Year's thing?
Yeah, the New Year's.
Okay, yeah, I guess I am.
So like the mummers are every New Year's in Philadelphia, every New Year's Day there's a parade in Philadelphia. They dress up. They have like different types of string bands, comic acts. They dress up in these fancy outfits or whatever. Really goofy outfit. Look it up. You'll be able to see. But he came to the parade dressed in a mummer outfit, which won the hearts of Philadelphians is even more so. But when they finally got to the art museum, that's where the culmination of the parade was, where all the players spoke and everything. He got up there and just was going off. You would have thought he was cutting a wrestling promo.
Nice.
He was up there like Stone Cold. He was up there. If you love Philadelphia, like how there came a point.
I'm coming for you, Billy.
He was pretty much what you said. The what thing he was going on. He was talking about like the different players. He's like, oh, they said this guy can't catch, and everybody in the crowd's like, what? And he just like kept going and running with it. But then all of a sudden they must have pulled it. I have to go back and watch the actual live feed. But he like drops he's like, you know what? I say to them, F them, but not that word. and he was just going off. Yes. He didn't stole. He had heard somebody else was using this soccer song, and it's like, nobody likes us, to like Old Clementine. And he's like, we're from Philly, but we're from effing Philly. But he just like got everybody like pumped, and everybody's like, oh, you should be the next mayor of Philadelphia. Like he just did not care. Like he was this 300-pound guy, like trying to crowd surf and seeing like these people trying to move. He was just enjoying himself. Like he wasn't on the bus. He was down there with the fans. So it was just amazing. I wish you would have saw that, because it kind of loses its zeal or zest if we're not enjoying it together. So you can see what I'm talking about.
I can imagine it.
But next week we'll have to figure out it.
It's pretty sweet that the Eagles won the Super Bowl, though.
It is. It was definitely something well deserved. And when I when I say that, I don't mean because we've been waiting for so long, but this team was good.
Yeah, the Bills got to make a fucking. They got to make the Super Bowl here eventually too, right?
Have the Bills ever won?
Never.
Finally,
no, they've never won a Super Bowl.
I know they've
been twice.
They've been there more than twice, haven't they? Or was it only I remember my brother's Jim Kelly, too, as well.
Yeah,
so
I think they had like a couple of consecutive years that they went
with the Giants. Didn't they back to back against the Giants? And whatever. One of the
when I was young, I don't remember.
Always kicked it, missed the field goal to lose the game.
Yeah, the wide right.
Yeah,
wasn't that from Ace Ventura?
No, it was Laces Out.
Those are the Dolphins.
The Laces, yeah.
That was the Dolphins.
Laces out, Dan. Laces out. So yeah, it was a good time. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. And that was I enjoyed the speech. I didn't see it until later on, but that was.
So how are we gonna die, Smoothie?
We're gonna die apparently by the that. I do apologize for not being more prepared for this, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat and listening across the world right now.
Yeah, all you people in Bangkok listening to this shit.
Yeah, we're really popular in Bangkok for some reason.
I hope you enjoyed us. But let me just pull up the article here real quick, since I have a phone.
You have a phone?
So that's one thing we all have in common. We have phone.
Beer's empty.
I have one left of my 4.
How was your thick mint?
I enjoy it. It's getting me pretty drunk.
Good.
Oh, you getting on the thick mint coming up here?
Yeah, I'm on my 4th one of my 4.
I thought you were drinking something else, and
I finished it.
That was 2 hours ago.
Yeah, that was only like 4.8% ABV. So or a
was it only one? Was it only one you had? You only had one of those.
I had 4 of those. I only drank the one though. I still have 3 upstairs.
Gotcha. But you've been drinking. Well, so it does taste like a thin mint. I wanted you to give a review before you.
It's very thick, so that's why it's a thick mint. It's pretty dry. I mean, it's a stout, but it's very it's according to the box here, it's a dessert beer, which you can tell because it is very heavy. It's very thick, which lives up to its name.
Is it super sweet or is it just?
It's dry. Very dry.
You said that already.
Very minty.
Oh, it's very minty. If you like chocolate mint, it's fucking great. But if you like getting drunk, it's fucking great too.
Good for that too.
All right, so you're drinking your mint. So, the Doomsday Russian torpedo.
This is how we're going to die by the Russians' hand.
This was apparently back for January 16th is when, this particular article was released, but there was a document stating that the Pentagon finally released that there's a Russia has developed a nuclear torpedo that could take out. Let me see if I can find it here. I saw somewhere it could take out. It's designed to attack coastal areas. So literally from Russia, you could just shoot this torpedo and nuke the whole coast.
Most are, though, like North Korea. They have their nuclear, whatever the fuck. They're supposed to just hit coastal areas too.
Why is that?
Because it's the coast. Because it's on the outside.
It's the easiest to reach. Yeah, I'm assuming.
Gotcha.
I don't know. There's probably some.
There's more people on the coast than there is in the heartland.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's where most industry is, on coasts.
The industry is punks.
Fuck. The industry's a bunch of fucking punks, yeah.
Tech Nine.
You listen to any new Tech Nine songs there, Smoothie? I know Howdy, man.
I have. I don't remember them. Not that they weren't good or anything, but I haven't listened to it.
He's had a couple songs for his new album called Planet.
It seems like every album
they've all been good so far. Like actually good. Like I hated his last album.
Which one was that?
The Storm.
Okay. It was terrible. More of a collab. There was too many collabs, I think. Like there's a lot.
It was more. It was just clearly him trying to be poppy and mainstream, in my opinion. Yeah, it was just bland. Very bland.
That's probably why it's not memorable.
Like pop.
I mean,
yeah, exactly. But he's had a few good songs. There's one song called shit, what the fuck is it called? It has like a beat that's very like mid 80s dance hip hop song. Strange, but it's good. I like
Strange music.
Yeah. Now I gotta look it up because I can't remember the name of the fucking song because I'm an idiot.
No, I haven't. When I see new albums come out, I'll buy them, but I haven't been on, listening through them multiple times, and that's not for the lack of wanting to listen to it, but because I have so much other stuff that I have to listen to. It's called now.
Don't Nobody Want None. Very good English.
Right. Now, his new album isn't out yet, right? But I think it's going to be a collab album.
No, he's had 2 collab albums within the last year.
That's what throws. I like the collabs. Like I never really listened to Ritz except for this year. I heard him on another song. He's good. He's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
He's legitimately good. But like when it's just the strictly strange people collab, like I like the ones where you have like Psychology was like
that was his best collab album for sure. Psychology was good.
Was that the first Midwest Choppers with
that's the second one.
Crazy
Bone.
Yeah.
That was Midwest Choppers too.
Okay. And I like the one he did with like Twista and Busta Rhymes. I like the song he did with Eminem.
That was Worldwide Choppers. And then Speed'em was with Eminem. I am your resident Tech 9 historian.
Thank you. See, we got
is he still
represent.
Is he still Jugga related?
Relatively.
I think he still plays like The Gathering and stuff.
I don't think he's doing that anymore. I think he's kind of distancing himself a little more from that because he's getting more, up a following.
He's playing. I don't remember if it's this coming year or might have been last year. Like we have an indie rock music kind of festival in Cincinnati now, and he was on the fucking bill for that. I thought it was like the weirdest thing.
He's playing at Slipknot's festival, Knotfest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is
I feel like that makes more sense. Yeah,
back there though.
Yeah, that's how it was. Well, not quite how it was for this one, but yeah. Weird fit. I always liked Tech 9 back in the day. He was cool as shit.
He was really good back in the day. He's kind of, he's older now, and he's also he's getting more and more recognition, which means he's kind of have to make more and more music that appeals to a mass audience.
I wouldn't even say necessarily. I mean, some of the stuff, yes, it definitely sounds like it's more mainstream, more industry, if you will. But at the same token, I think he's feeling more pressure to put out more music. Like he's
definitely putting out a lot of material. Music. Yeah,
and it's like there has to come a time where you're going to not run out, but I think you need to rest.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish he would take 2 years off, because if he did, he'd probably come out with way better material, because he's saying the same shit over and over again every album.
Right.
And it's getting boring.
It's like, still drop your, if you want to do a collabs album every year, like stick to that. Don't try and then throw in a full length album in, like solo album. Pop on a track there.
When you're running your own label and being an underground artist, you kind of have to just continuously have material, or else you fall into irrelevancy.
Is that where ICP is? Because they don't release much anymore.
They are not where they were.
Well, I know that because the place I just saw them at was a tiny ass little venue compared to where I used to see them at, and it wasn't even sold out.
Well, apparently, it's the same way for Twisted. From what I saw, like there were like people.
Well, yeah, they probably can't have possibly the same reach that they did because they're their own label now.
Yeah. I've seen like some Instagram videos and stuff of like Twisted shows, and like they're playing in some like tiny ass little clubs.
But is it like timing or
it's a little bit of both? The fact that they also don't have the Psychopathic reach. Psychopathic has more reach than Magic Ninja,
for sure.
Well, I'm saying for both artists, Twisted and ICP, like it's.
Yeah, their time has passed for sure.
But do you think a lot of it? I mean, because I think, of course, the split hurt them, and how it's publicized, like how it's trying to separate two.
Yeah, I think that hurt them a lot. I think there was a lot of people that were like, "This is just fucking stupid that this is going down the way it is," and I'm sure there's a lot of people that were like hanging on, and then that was kind of it. They're like, "Fucking, I'm done with this now."
Yeah, because some people probably were. They're loyal to the death for one artist or the other, and they're like, "Well, you left, so you're a piece of shit." But well,
see, for me,
left for a reason, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure there's some truth to the what they've said in terms of not getting royalties or not getting paid much for Dark Lotus or what they should have been getting paid, where versus what ICP is getting paid, but.
Well, ICP is the big draw. I don't give a shit what Twisted tried to fucking say. ICP is the big draw, and without ICP, Twisted would never have been anything ever.
They never would have went anywhere. They would have been House of Crazies, and then they would have been working at Walmart the rest of their life or something.
No doubt about it. Those two guys in Twisted owe every fucking thing that they have to Joe Bruce.
But they also deserve whatever recognition and pay that they get that they weren't probably getting.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That they're not the only ones who bitch about that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Psychopathic was a pretty badly ran business when it came to like paying the artist and shit like that. So
yeah.
But it's not like them guys ever claimed to know anything about running a fucking business. The fact that they've ran an independent label and fucking toured and released album and sold a shit ton of merchandise. Like, it's a pretty damn good success story, I feel.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't think they're anywhere near. Of course, they're going to finish this, deck of Joker's cards, the second deck, I'm sure, maybe the third and fourth and fifth. Are they doing
6 for this one?
Yep. It's supposed to be another 6. So, I'm going to.
Is this going to be Heaven's Pit, the last one? Wait, that's kind of Shangri-La, so what the fuck?
We are sorry we tricked you.
Yeah, no, again.
Trying to figure out the meaning and the full message. I know it's been explained somewhere. There's nothing. Yes, it all still follows that same vein. That same like logic, the dual, good and evil that the first set claim. But
the Dark Carnival is God, right?
Right. It's what they.
Is that still part of it?
That's they're more spiritual now. Like they get into more serious side of things, if you will,
especially when you listen to Miracles,
right? Because it's a magnet that works.
Song, I listened to that song yesterday just for the hell of it because it just makes me laugh to listen to every single time. Jay talking about a pelican eating his cell phone,
but it's like they did it in intent. I would like to think they did it intentionally. The song was intentional.
You think that they did that? It was tongue in cheek, like they were purposely being funny there. Because I don't know.
Everybody knows how the magnet works. If they don't know how magnets work,
magic everywhere. This bitch.
Right. It's definitely tongue in cheek. I feel.
All right.
But
I'll take your word for that
one. Real quick, because it's time for another Juggalo minute before we bounce out of here.
Yeah, we need 1,000 more Juggalo minutes.
Next week is the No Juggalo show. None whatsoever.
We'll try.
It's gonna be full. I'm gonna paint up.
Every time a Juggalo reference is made, you have to fucking drink. That's what we're gonna do.
That'll be show number 5. I'll say that. We'll save that for a landmark show. How's that sound?
All right. 17. Show 17.
There we
do
go.
Fucking all Juggalo show.
But no, this is kind of a let's just end with this since you're former juggalos, and I'm still kind of in that mix.
I got the tattoos. I'll never not be.
That's true. You're always down with the clowns, or you're dead in the ground, son.
Whoop, whoop.
So my question is, because I came into the game later, I came in right there, if you will. No, not if you will. I did. I came in right after it was released, 2003. What was it like for the beginning part? Since you guys were, I would assume for the most part, from maybe not since 92, maybe Riddlebox era, I would say, for both of you.
Yeah, I was right there.
Yeah, I the first show I went to was the Malenko tour. I mean, I've been to a lot of concerts, and like ICP is hands down like one of the most fun concerts that you could ever go to for sure. Even still, like they put on one hell of a show. That was a very fun time of my life, no doubt about it.
The only ICP show I've been to was the Gathering in 2004.
Yeah, I saw him. I think I saw him at least 20 times. I think I saw Twisted at least that, if not
shit.
Yeah, at least 20 times.
Twisted.
I think I saw Twisted more than ICP, because they started like once they like branched off and started doing their own tours, like they played Cincinnati like crazy. I was just in Cincinnati was just always a place that they always played on tour, always. So the Midwest just in general, like they'd play here, they'd play Columbus, Ohio, they'd play Indianapolis, they'd play like 5 places within like 2 hours from me. So I just used to go to all of them. And that was how I saw them so many damn times.
I've yet to see Twisted.
Yeah, and they did a fantastic show.
And at this rate, though, I probably am not going to. I'm not any younger.
I don't know. I mean, but they do these nostalgia tours now where like they play like all of Most Tasteless or all of Freak Show. Like that'd be fun to see. Like I'd like to see them do one of those. Like if it was just a regular like new tour for them, I wouldn't care at all. But if it was one of those nostalgia tours, I'd go see them.
I haven't listened to them in like 15 years.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't listened to a new Twisted song in decade. Like a better part of a decade for sure.
What was the last album?
I don't know.
They just came out with one not that long ago, because like their singles like still pop up on like my new Spotify shit, and I still check them out like when they're on there. The new one had like some video game cover. I don't remember the name of it, but it was within like the last year.
That was Year of the Sword. I have that.
Yeah. And I got like halfway through the single, and I was like, "No, this sucks."
It's because that's more of a compilation album, but I guess where I was going with this before we close out here is recollect myself here. The do you think in terms of Psychopath, we're just talking Psychopathic Records, ICP now?
Shit.
Do you think, because we were saying like they're kind of everything, you're looking at the shows, both Twisted and ICP, there's not many people coming. Do you think that they were more successful like pre-internet because like it was more of a
no, they peaked when the internet was getting big.
I think their problem is that like they kind of painted themselves into a corner, like where they came out with they came up with they came out with like this a very original, very entertaining concept of the 6 Jokers cards. But then what the fuck do you do after that? Like that was kind of like but that's so stupid. Like you don't just do it again. That's why it's so fucking dumb now, because they took an idea that was a great idea in the beginning and they executed it really well throughout the whole thing, and then they just decided to fucking do it again. That's stupid.
So then what about if the trial, like, okay, Hell's Pit dropped, and then they had the Calm and the Tempest,
which is awful as well.
Yeah, I feel like there was an age group that in the late 90s there, when they started getting all their fans, there was an age group that latched on to what they were doing, myself, yourselves included, and they put out quality stuff at that time. Well, and then after that, I mean, you can use the word quality loosely, but whatever. it's way better than what it is now. So I don't feel like kids are getting into it now, because what they put out now is just rehashed ideas that they had a fucking decade ago, and that shows.
Yeah, it was for like the disenfranchised youth of early 2000s, almost in that sort of in that era, and then
I think they had a good audience that latched on, but it just, we grew up and we got out of what that they were doing, and I don't think they ever picked up the next generation to really. I think they did there for a minute. Like once we started getting out of it, like in the early 2000s, like these other kids like kind of started to come along after us, and we're like, fuck these new fans and shit. But like, I don't feel like they really got much new stuff after that.
They didn't try to do anything different, I feel like. And also they got worse.
Yeah,
like
sure.
They peaked, I feel like, at Shangri-La because they figured out how to rap. And they figured out how to get a good producer, and then they stopped.
But everybody disagreed with you at the time, though. When they switched producers on Shangri-La, everybody was fucking pissed about it that it wasn't Mikey Clark anymore.
Mike P was fucking dope.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but damn, everybody was pissed that it wasn't Mikey Clark, though. Everybody, and he's back now, right?
He was. I don't think he is anymore.
Okay. Still, and now, like, he's not.
Okay. What does he do if he's not producing ICP? Does he? I mean, is he a recognized producer anywhere else?
He's worked with Kid Rock. I mean, you know that.
Okay.
Is he? That, but I think he still does like stuff like that. Yeah. In the
Kid Rock still takes Mikey Clark.
No,
his
not
fucking Southern rock bullshit. What?
No, I don't think so anymore. But Mike Clark's always been more of a rock type, like in that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you're right. He did have a lot of guitars.
Yeah, he did. What about Mike P, though? I haven't heard that name since he produced like Shangri-La.
I think he's back now. I mean, Zug Island's back, like doing stuff with them.
Oh, are they? Okay, I didn't
not
know.
on the label necessarily, but they're doing.
All right.
Yeah, like
I always loved Zug Island, man. Like, I don't feel like they got as much respect as they should have. I thought they were a good band.
I think remember their first album, decent actually.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
I like 333 too. Like,
yeah, I liked both of them. I haven't listened to it in a long time. I bet you if I listened to it now, I'd be like, this sucks.
But they kind of left and then didn't pick up from that. Like, they never. I don't know if they couldn't launch themselves or they couldn't escape.
Yeah, people just never really got that into them. They were just one of those other bands that like Psychopathic tried to put on you that like the people just didn't really get into.
And then they had that whole like label, the Axe and Smash Records. And
I forgot about that.
Which had like they had two different sub labels that just completely did nothing. They had
something House,
Boys,
Hatchet House. They had
Hatchet House,
Urban Music Zone,
which had like some old school rapper on it. I can't remember his name right now.
He's dead now, but he's legit like old school.
Yeah.
Which was good, but he died, I guess. I mean,
they were trying to like branch out and like make too many different things. Like, I don't know.
Well, final thoughts. Final thoughts.
Please let's get.
Call me Juggalo Jerry Sprinkler.
Sprinkler.
Yeah.
Sprinkler.
Because we're pushing 2 hours here, we probably should wrap this up soon.
Yeah,
are we?
Yeah.
This will be the last question related for until episode 17, of course.
Of course. Yeah, bullshit.
I can't make
next
any
week.
promises. That's not going. It's purely speculation. But
I don't know if I'll be available next week. We'll talk about that in the DMs.
Well, we can, if we need to do another night, if it's possible, we can always do another night as well.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. My kid's birthday is next weekend, so I might kind of be in the same boat. We'll talk about that in the DMs too.
We'll figure it out. But that's not.
What's the final thought though?
Final thought is it's a question to you. So we'll go around your favorite era, favorite time, favorite decade, year of Psychopathic Records.
Jesus.
Like, what was your
early 2000s.
I mean,
you can't just say early 2000. Like picky. I'm talking based off.
Or like a Joker card era, you mean?
Like, yeah, you can lump it into an error. So with whatever, like, I'm saying, including the whole error, the whole label, not just ICP.
We'll go with Original Mars Dark Lotus era.
So 2002 was it? 2001?
Yeah,
I think 2001.
2001 to 2002 because it went from there to Shangri-La, and those are my two favorite albums from Psychopathic ever.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Dark Lotus 1, I can guarantee I would listen to now. Post Juggalo, anything that I do anymore, I don't listen to any Juggalo music anymore, but I guarantee I could listen to that original Dark Lotus album and enjoy it.
Yes, for sure.
Because it was really good.
So that's your answer too, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I went to a ton of shows during that time, and it was just it was so much fun. The music was fantastic at that point. Everything that they were coming out with at that point, like the anticipation for like the Lotus album was like one of the most looked forward to albums like ever in my life.
It was really fucking good.
And it so delivered. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was after.
And I really liked Shangri-La.
Yeah. I mean, the Gathering 2001 in Cleveland was the first. That was where they released the first Lotus album. And I got to see the first Lotus concert with Mars. And that shit was just so damn cool. So much fun.
All right. So So mine.
Shangri-La was my favorite. The Joker's card.
Shangri-La is my favorite Joker's card. That is. Yeah.
I think Malenko is my favorite Joker's card, though.
I also really liked the at least at the time. I don't know if I haven't listened to it since the Wizard of the Hood EP.
I love that.
You never got into that one. I never liked that one.
I'll always every once in a while I'll always put that in. I love listening to it start to.
I don't know if I haven't listened to it in a long ass time, so I don't know if it's gonna hold up in any way.
I like that. There's one I forget the full line when they're at the end when Shaggy's talking. He's like, "I've been here." He says X amount, like he says some date, like range for however many years. If you trail it back, it ends to be when the F off CD was it's the release date
the first
of
EP.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. I thought that he did that.
Shaggy's coming to town.
How's his new album there, Smoothie?
I like it. It's good.
Right.
You listen to it on Spotify. It's free. How's that sound?
Well, you pay for Spotify.
I pay for it. So, yeah.
He's coming to town. He's doing a solo show. I'd kind of like to go, but I definitely don't know any of his solo shit. So, or at least not the recent solo shit.
At least the old stuff. He's going to do that. So
yeah. And it says that he does ICP favorites as well, like in the description of the show. So I'm sure it'll be entertaining.
Smoothie, you were saying your favorite era.
So yes, my favorite, and we'll probably close. We should probably close it out shortly here.
Yeah. That tell us how we're gonna die from Russia.
I already said the torpedo. Moving on. My favorite era was the Shangri-La Hell's Pit era, that time frame. But 2004, I remember this because this is pretty much when I got into this whole culture, if you will. 2004, that was my year because that year everybody released like an album. There was a Twisted album, Cryptic Collection, ABK released an album. Hell's Pit, Esham, Psychopathic from Outer Space. It was like every month there was something to
Psychopathic from Outer Space, man.
Yeah, those were good. Like the first one was so good,
and that was my favorite year. It was like, okay, get through, listen to this, and like, oh, bam, now here's ABK's Dirty History. Okay, and move.
Hell's Pit was so forced.
Yeah, I never did like Hell's Pit. I never did.
16. There was
everybody thought I was crazy because I didn't like it.
I liked it, but it
could have been. It's not what you were expecting when they're leaving advertisement.
They clearly did not want to make that album.
I think they should have released that first. I think
absolutely, yeah,
100%.
That's a conversation for another time, though. We can go down there
because they released Shangri-La and like that was it. That closed it out. Like that was the end of it.
They were literally saying
there is still another album.
Shangri-La. They're saying this is it. We're not sorry that we tricked you, motherfuckers. This is it right here.
Here's another album
showing you. But yeah, we have another part, and it's just like, oh yeah, look at how fucking dark we are. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, it was so forced.
Exactly. I think that was their downfall. That was their downfall, that they released one album that was like, this is the closure end of it, And then
They
the
should
next
have
album was so damn
retired.
forced and bullshit that was when it was like, I don't really care for what they're doing now. And everybody thought I was crazy because I didn't like Hell's Pit. Because everybody's like, oh, it sounds like the old shit. It's the wicked shit. It's not this happy God shit. It's like, but it sounds stupid. I didn't like it.
Well, they had some songs on there that I could still listen to, but it's
don't think I can
probably
name
not even
songs.
half
It's
the
not
album.
It's not what you were expecting when they were saying the most wickedest ever. You know,
Yeah, because
that's not.
they sounded like fucking little kids trying to make a dark album.
And then the one album closes with like the whole meaningful we follow God shit and everything. And then the next album closed with who took the chicken off the plate and put it in the fridge, Shaggy Two Dope.
And then just
It's like
like
you-
sampling songs from the
Yeah.
Latin Joker cards. That's it.
Like those dudes, like they perfected the closing song thing. Like they did it better than like a lot of bands have. Their closing songs were always so good, and then the closing song on Hell's Pit was one of the dumbest songs they've ever made.
You're right. They should have been first, but they didn't do that because they were too high on their. I'm happy right now. Don't be happy when you're making music.
Yeah,
When you're making
but
music,
Shangri-La
you're
was
drunk,
happy and it was really
be
good.
on drugs.
The more drugs, the better the music.
Yep. Sorry,
Word.
sorry, Smoothie. I know you don't probably believe that, but
Well, right now,
best music, all drunk and
not wet
drugged
myself.
out people. I'm sorry.
So I think it's time to wrap it up.
All the depressed people are making the best music.
And they have covers like a Perfect Circle cover.
All right. Well, we'll not get into that.
That'll be a topic for another week.
Episode 7.
Episode 7.
I
And
don't know why.
17, I'm painting up and
Why 7?
talk about
Oh yes, I didn't know we were painting up.
that.
For 17, I'll paint up. If we're gonna only do Juggalo talk,
There we
Oh
go.
but we
my
have
God.
to not do Juggalo talk until 17. That's the
never
only
gonna
way I'm
happen.
gonna paint up.
Jesus Christ. Half of this episode was fucking Jugga talk.
Jugga drama.
And it's time to close this. I really have to pee. So
Yeah,
I do too.
Walk away.
I wanna-
done
I-
We're going to wrap this episode up. Brandon, why don't you take us out this week?
All right. So thanks for listening, everybody. Check out theunknownpod.com to find all of our stuff. We're on Google Play now, and I'm pretty sure we're on iTunes now.
and at the Unknown Pod as well as right on Twitter.
That's right. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Tell all of your friends about hashtag the Unknown Podcast. And we'll try not to talk about as much Jugga talk next week, but
I can't.
I'm
make
not
no
making. Yeah, there's no promises.
We need to replace Smoothie if that's going to be the case, because I don't think we're ever going to stop talking about Juggalo stuff. with
Sit on
him.
the bench, son.
Well, I'm not replacing the smoothies, so. Oh well,
That was
it's how the
planning on
three
it.
of us met each other. Without that, the three of us would not be sitting here and doing what we're doing right now. So
It's
Right.
the carnival, baby. The
That's
dark
right.
carnival.
it's alive inside all of us.
Next week will probably be later. I'm assuming. I think
Yeah,
we're
we'll have
gonna
to figure
do
out
a
next
Sunday show. I don't think I can do Saturday. I have
Okay.
way too much
We'll
going
figure
on
it
next
out.
Saturday.
We will.
We'll figure it out. But
All right, thanks for listening.
yeah, I think that's going to do it for this week.
Thank you,
I want to thank you
people.
all for tuning in, watching. It's been great. It's been great.
If you enjoy us, please tell your friends, share us wherever you share things.
and tell
Hopefully,
your
we'll.
grandmother.
I'll have to start sharing this stuff on Facebook. I'm assuming the rest of us will. Hopefully,
Yeah, we will need
Figure
to.
that out.
Yes.
once you're on,
So-
once we have the iTunes things going for sure,
Yes.
I'll start sharing more.
More.
All right.
More
All
than
right.
just Twitter. 'Cause no one gives a shit about my Twitter.
No. I don't think anybody. Does anybody really give a shit about Twitter at all? Twitter does pretty well still, don't it? Or I don't know.
Yeah,
I got it.
but we don't.
Because
have
Smoothie's
the
like, don't
reach.
stop talking about nothing. All right.
Thank you all. Good night.
Good night. Whoop whoop.
I didn't catch the whoop whoop, but I have to pee. Are we gonna chat a little more after this?
No, we're done here. I'm ready for bed.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
It's been
We're
great.
gonna
as
get up in the
usual.
morning.
I'll
All
work
right.
hopefully get it there sooner to you.
All right. Whoop whoop.
See you guys.
They-
Bye.